Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your weekly. Well, not every week, apparently. I'm sorry I missed last week, but welcome to this week's Just with Josh. I know I've been falling off. I fell off the wheel a couple weeks. We're losing timeline in the continuum of the weekly gist. Your ability to interpret the world around you probably suffered. So now I'm back. I'm back on the scene. I'm really apologizing for that, but I don't know. I feel like I've just been in kind of a miasma. It almost feels like, I don't know. Maybe it's the changing of seasons and the way the fall, all the plants dying and all the trees dying, just feels like, I don't know, a very bitter sweet time of the year. You know what I mean? You know, it's time of the year, like Thanksgiving especially. Thanksgiving was just yesterday. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And it's changed a little bit though, hasn't it? I mean, I remember when I was a kid, everybody used to get together and have these like massive Thanksgivings. Like they would have these massive dinners, these massive celebrations of the holidays, and just as you with the downfall of morality and virtue in our society, so has like all the fun like family get-togethers. And I mean, I had I suppose you got to make do with what you got, but I don't know. I just feel like there's a certain darkness looming, and I think it looms from within, and I don't know what to make of it. It seems to be there's a darkness all around us with the whole Putin or the whole nuke situation. Everyone's talking about throwing big bombs, fat boys at each other, which is just retarded. You know, if you can't get around that idea. And geez, I'm seeing these people. I'm looking into the Reddit realms, the forums, okay, and the Redditars are ganging up on folks who don't want to use the nuke. Like people are getting mad at people who disagree with the nuclear option. Like if you're saying, "Oh well, we should never ever use a nuke," like people are getting on top of you. They're saying, like, "What do you mean? Like Putin's bad? Like don't you want to nuke Russia? Like we gotta nuke them. We gotta win. Aren't you? Don't you want to win? Aren't you a patriot?" There's a little bit of that going on, man. So that's weird. That's dark. But from within, I just feel like there's something even darker than, well, maybe not darker than a couple million people getting nuked. But I just been feeling kind of lousy, you know? I've been feeling kind of lousy, which really wouldn't matter. I mean, it really, maybe that's why, half of these guys are so on for the nukes. I mean, it really wouldn't matter, how lousy I felt if somebody were to drop a nuke on somebody. I just feel like my seasonal depression would be less sufferable if we had something like a nuclear bomb going off to distract myself with. So maybe that's maybe that's a big pull for the nuke. Maybe that's why more people are like, let's fucking just blow shit up. It's like a suicide mindset. It's like not good. It's not good. And there's no morality around it. So I don't know. I just been thinking a lot about that. I've been thinking about being a good person and being a good person for myself and being a good person for others. And I don't know what that means because I don't feel good. I feel lost. I feel like a hungry, lost little wolf. Like I don't know if I'll ever find my way home. And it just feels like nothing will ever be like normal like it was, back in the day. For myself, like, things have changed a lot. I used to live like with a big family, and we used to have regular celebrations. Everyone would see each other. I used to have a lot of friends. I used to be a popular guy. Like I always had like somebody to like hang out with, or like some dumb shit to do. Like I always had somebody to get high with, like somebody to get high and listen to like bad music with for like hours on end. And now as I get older and, my goals kind of change, and the people that, I spend time with changes, and everyone's kind of like goals change. And, it just seems like it's a whole lot more lonesome. And in a sense, I think, I've had a role to play in that. Like, I'm a toxic, angry person. I can be nice, I can be pleasant, sure, but I can also be an asshole. And it definitely makes sense that I don't have, a fucking mariachi band of friends. It definitely makes sense. Like, I'm not the same go with the flowy person I used to be. I feel like, with COVID and just growing up and stuff, I feel like I've become less, I don't know, open. I've become less chill, like more, like I feel like I've lost my mind, and like I went to hell and back. And I'm not even out of hell. I'm just in hell. Like, I'm living in hell is what it feels like, and I'm just paying for sins. And yeah, so it is what it is. You gotta play the cards you were dealt, and it's not all bad. I'm complaining in truth. To be or not to be is the question, and if that's the question, I choose to be every goddamn time. Okay, I've got a lot more just lees with Joshies coming your way. I've got a lot of fun shit like planned. Okay, just because it's gay and it's gonna be snowy for the next 10 months probably, and it's gonna be gay as hell because I don't have a car right now. I'm stuck in a small city. Doesn't mean that it's good times aren't rolling. Doesn't believe God's not real. Doesn't mean Satan's winning. Doesn't mean that the Democrats are and the deep state globalist politicians are making us slaves. It just means we gotta shake it out. You just gotta shake it out and dance a little. You got that seasonal whatever bullshit. Just take some vitamin D, go outside, light up a joint, shake it out, have a little dance, try and get laid or something. I feel like that's the move. That's the move for me. Personally, I feel like that's a good move. I feel like listen to more. I'm gonna start listening to some more Kanye. I'm gonna break in some more Kanye. Make sure that he's having his influence. You gotta have people like Kanye at all times. Like, if you don't listen to Kanye, then you're probably not even listening to this show. I doubt you're listening to this show and you don't know who Kanye West is and you don't listen to his music, because if you know me, you know Kanye West. And if you know Kanye West, you know that God is great, okay? And if you don't know, well, now you know. All right, nigga? Go watch Kanye West. Go listen to his shit. Like, go listen to him. Go listen to his rants, okay? Just follow that man and try and understand what he embodies. Because he embodies freedom. He embodies, like, not blowing each other the fuck up. He embodies not being a sad piece of shit. Like, that's everything I want to be. And you got to get behind that kind of thing. And we got to bring back morality. We got to bring back being, like, nice to each other and not viewing each other as, like, I don't know, test petri, like, infanticide, like, abortion or whatever. It's just a bundle of cells. All this weird scientific Marxist thought around people where it's like, oh, people are just like this thing. They're just like this resource we have to manage. And even though I'm a people and I'm the one saying that, we still have to manage them. Like, they almost talk about it. These people, these Marxists, they talk about this shit like that. They aren't included, like, in this societal organization. But what if we got away from, like, that and just started to, I don't know, put in some more Kanye, put in some more love, some more morality, because morality is real, okay? There is good and evil, okay? There's right, there's wrong, there's a meaning to life, whether or not we can interpret it. I mean, you can look at, if you could talk to an ant, okay, and you put the ant in the chair, and you put him on the mic like I am right now, if I was to interview the ant, I said, Mr. Ant, like, you guys have good colony here. It looks great. You guys are killing it out here. This is one of the biggest anthills I've ever seen. This is lovely. A quick question though: why'd you choose, to build next to this massive highway where all these cars are driving across? Like, don't you see that as a conflict of your interests at the anthill? They'd be like, well, you know what, Josh, it's true. It gets up in the way sometimes, but they don't even. No, sorry, fuck that. No, that's not what they're saying. The ants don't know what the fuck the highway is. They're not stopping the pause at the fucking the highway. They're not coming out of their anthill and saying, what the fuck is this thing doing here? I'm pretty sure they start the Congo line and just. What does happen if an anthill has to fucking start on the side of a highway and they have to cross? Do they cross, or do they cross and then everyone dies and then they realize, hey, this is a bad idea, and then they make that like no man's land? My point is, these ants have no idea what the fuck kind of trials and tribulations are going on this anthill that they've chosen to build next to a highway, okay? But the point is that how could they fucking know? They're just fucking ants, okay? And we're just fucking people. We're not going to know the purpose of, how can we know the mind of God, okay? When we're just stupid fucking people, okay, who want to blow each other up. Like half of us, probably, it's looking like more than half of us want to blow each other the fuck up. What the fuck? Like, what kind of insane idea is this? It's like, how could that possibly ever be the greater good? Like, how can you ascend beyond yourself as an individual to the point where you're like, yeah, just blow me the fuck up. Blow me to smithereens if it means winning this thing. How, like, maybe they're more actualized than I am. I'm in the fear mindset. I'm just afraid of the bomb. I'm just afraid. I'm like, oh, what's life gonna explosion? Probably not that great after your skin finishes melting off. What do we have to come back to? But in the truth, it's like, it's like, that's bitch talk, man. Who cares about that, man? I don't know. Like, maybe it's just cooler to, like, blow everything up, man. Maybe, like, everything becomes irradiated and more like Lord of the Rings, Maybe we get elves. Maybe we get real cat girls if we just drop a couple bombs and roll a couple nuclear dice. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It seems like a short-term solution to a long-term problem that is existence. I get it. It's hard. You don't want to watch another fucking Big Bang Theory clip on, YouTube Shorts. You don't want to sludge through another 8-hour work from home, or God forbid you fucking, you're working like one of these brutal like labor jobs, or going into this winter, or like, what if you're like, my point is, we're all the fucking hodled masses. We have no money. We're fuckled, okay? 80% of people, like 60% of people are within that statistic, okay? And it's kind of like, what are we gonna do? What are we supposed to do? I think everyone's making the best with what they got. They're making the best with what they got. You can't expect a whole fucking lot from what's going on in this situation. We can't. We got to lower our expectations, and we got to think about bringing back being like, good, not being shitty, talking about stuff and not getting all butthurt and sensitive, about it, so we can actually have a real conversation. God forbid you have a real conversation. Like, that's such an ask. That's such an ask nowadays. People are so torn between their like silly ideas of the world that they can't even have a peaceful conversation about something simple. People that are family are having that issue, and that's just been winding out of control with all this fucking world building being done from this whole COVID pandemic, and now this whole war bullshit. It's just escalating out of control, and we could have another Holocaust. We could have another Holocaust. We could. A nuclear Holocaust for all the people, killing indiscriminately, because bombs don't like pick and choose. Maybe that's why the liberals like the bombs so much. Maybe it's like they see it as like an equal, like, world hunger is kind of like, it discriminates, it goes for the poor people, being the dirty poor people. But the bomb doesn't give a fuck, man. It doesn't give a fuck if you're living in a sky. That's not true, though, because a lot of these rich people are going to run. They're going to run to their like Kim Kardashian and Kanye. Even Kanye, okay, has a plan B here. He's not worried. They could throw the bomb for all he fucking cares. You know what? As far as I'm sure Kanye West doesn't want to see us all get nuked, but I'm telling you what, those Kardashians are salivating at the idea. The way they see it is, they drop the bomb, they take it, a couple bill, maybe take it a couple mil if you're in Canada, or maybe in the U.S. Take it a good swath of the population, all right, and then all of a sudden it's a lot cheaper, to get a nice beach house in Miami. All of a sudden, San Francisco's not a homeless shithole. It's just a nuclearly winterized hellhole. But if you're rich, who gives a shit? You can just ride around in your nuclearized Tesla, coming from your nuclearized bunker, flying around with, your dinner parties between your bubbles, with Elon Musk and, all the people. It'll be fine. They'll be fine. But people like us, it's over for us. That's their plan. You know what? They have no plan for us. They're talking about inflation. They're talking about all this money disappearing. They don't know where it's going. They don't know how they're gonna feed us in 10 years. You know what their plan is? Their plan is probably to blow us all up in a nuclear fire, and that doesn't bode well. How would you feel if a bunch of rich people blew you up because they wanted more? And you were kind of getting annoying to them, and they just kind of like, what about you? What about your life? What about your people? Like you're cool with winning as long as you're cool with winning, even if it means, losing. How are you supposed to advocate a nuclear fucking war? Okay. You can't have it, okay? The government can't be in charge of other people. They can't. I know it's their job. I know that's their function. We can't let these guys be in charge of other people. The people that are working for these governments now, okay? The people that have been elected into these positions that are now making decisions on behalf of us, like a fucking step parent, like an unwanted step parent, okay? These people a lot of them are complete fucking dorks, okay? They're losers. You listen to these people talk, and they got they all got families. They're all happy. They're probably sharing, like, they're probably watching like Amazon Prime. Like they probably have time to watch dumb superhero shows and like spin-off series, like Marvel spin-off series, like WandaVision, okay? They're probably like sharing Minions memes, okay? As they like go to their five-star resorts, and they're having all these fancy dinners, and they're living all over the world like global citizens. And then they come and then they're coming to you and tell you that you have to eat crickets because they're not that bad, and you should just fucking stop being such a pussy. And you know what? Like, it's just gay as hell, man. It's gay. And the thing is, we put these, that consists of those people, and then you have these cold psychopaths that demand nothing but power. These absolute fucking, it's just a combination of mindless, friendly idiots and psychopaths who want nothing but power. And they're just you put those insane lunatics in charge, and you let them run the country, and it's like, they're going to make us dance. They're going to make us dance, and they've been making us dance. This is probably what we're going to lead to us having a monarchy in Canada. This is probably going to lead to us having a fucking monarchy or some inane shit, because we can't afford to live in a country full of criminals. We can't afford to live in a country full of people that are gonna like shift off their money. They're gonna make a buck, making backroom deals with the businesses, and then the same people who work at these businesses are going to get elected in the office, and they're switching back and forth. I mean, it's become such a problem in Canada. Like I don't know. Maybe a nuke would help. Maybe it just wipes the slate clean. Okay. I don't know. I feel like I've said a lot, but nothing at all. Those bombs are coming. They're going to fall whether we like it or not. We have to have a Holocaust, another one. Okay? For anybody who disagrees with nuking the hell out of Russia, okay? A second Holocaust for anyone that disagrees with the nukes, okay? Except this time, instead of using inefficient gas chambers, we'll just line them up. We'll engineer these big fucking bin blenders, these giant blending machines, and we'll just put them in. It'll be like Wipeout, like a giant Wipeout stadium, and we'll just have like a big conveyor. They're just like running on the conveyor, and it just goes into the blender, and they just get completely anyone that you disagree with just goes in the blender. Anyone who would not fall in line and blow up your enemies should just go in the blender, and that would be nice. That could be efficient. That could be a specialized process. Make that. I don't know why the Nazis didn't think of that. Gas chambers. They think they're being humane. Maybe they didn't have the effective motors and electric motors that we have today. Yeah, I don't know. I sound like shit. Okay, I do. But the truth of the matter is, the bad guys they run the house right now. They got the, they're running the farm, and you can see that with the movies they're making. I mean, what's the deal with like all the same movie coming out over and over again? Like it's some Suicide Squad, like Joker movie, or like, like the Punisher. They got all these villain movies nowadays, and people get more excited for the villain movies than they do the superhero movies. And I mean, they're not helping. They're not doing a good job with the superhero movies, and they're not doing they're doing a better job with these villain movies. And I think that's kind of symbolic. Like, we look up to the bad villain guy, as a hero, as like a archetypal figure that we aspire to. We aspire to the Joker more than we do Superman, Spider-Man. Maybe not. But actually, you know what? Fuck it. You're not seeing, no one's talking about, the first Spider-Man movie, anymore. I mean the first Disney Spider-Man movie. I mean, the Joker, it means something, man. I don't know. Maybe you need a bad guy to deal with these bad people. Do you think the Joker would let these nukes fall? Probably not. Probably like he's like chaotic neutral. That's just evil shit. It's just evil shit. There's a never-ending amount of it. The government can't be in charge of us. We can't have it. I'm feeling like that might be the episode. I feel like I got nothing else to really rant and rave about. I feel like I got it all off my chest. This might be like a really, really short episode, but, it is what it is. Maybe we'll have some shorter episodes. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been The Gist with Josh. Until the next time. Have a beautiful, beautiful one. We're getting close to Halloween. Don't let the witches in your life become more powerful. Hang garlic, get your crucifix and crosses hanging around. Make sure you have one of these things so they can soak up all the dark and evil energy in your living space. And keep your head up. Keep looking for good shit. Keep doing good shit. There's all kinds of time. There's all kinds of time if you got time, and you might not have time. So make do with the time you have, what you will. Try and be something. Try and do something, for fuck's sakes. Like, God, don't just sit there and become nothing. Don't let yourself fall apart. You're all gonna get old. We're all gonna die someday, like Rob Zombie says. And don't let these people run your fucking life. Don't let this weird, silly little routine, or these fucking these easy little grooves that you can get set into. Don't let them take over and become your whole life. For the love of God, maintain diversity, maintain flavors, maintain spice. What's the saying? Difference is the spice of life, or fucking diversity. You can't fall into patterns. You got to keep fucking changing it, no matter what. You got to keep fighting for fun. Keep fighting for good times. Don't let these bad, stupid, like annoying, totalitarian vibes fucking ruin your brain. Okay, pray to God and ask for forgiveness. Try and pray for a better future. Innovate. Find something. Right. Do something. Do something. That's like the whole moral of whatever. And that's how I feel, man. I just feel like I got to do something. So, I'm glad I could do this tonight. Thank you for listening. Have a beautiful evening. This has been the Just with Josh episode, I think it's 15. Okay. So, thank you very much. And good night, ladies and gentlemen.